Guys, we're here with a man who needs no introduction, a friend and one of the greatest singers of all time, and my good friend Anthony Kiedis. How are you, brother?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm going to have to quantify that opening statement there. I have a feeling that there are thousands of better singers that we've never even heard of.
Well, you're my friend, and that's how I feel. So that's what I'm going to say.
There you go.
So yeah.
Thank you.
So there's so much to get into with you, and I appreciate you coming down. So I think, you know, we can spend hours, but because you don't have hours, I want to kind of take it back to the beginning. I mean, you grew up in Michigan, and obviously musically, I know, you had a lot of different influences which led us to where we are today. And I want to talk about from the day you started, playing music, and you knew that it was something you were going to do, kind of your biggest passions in life. I know you had P-Funk, you had George Clinton, you had a lot of different musical influences, which kind of led us to what eventually became the Chili Peppers. Which are the artists that you feel like really inspired you the most to do? Because it was punk. I know you were into punk, and I know you were into George Clinton and Blondie and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But are there certain ones that stand out? Because you also had a funk thing that a lot of bands in the mid '80s when you came out weren't doing, and I feel you guys were very innovative in merging these sort of cultures, even hip-hop wise. Your singing style was innovative, I thought, at the time.
Yeah, well, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five lit a fire under me at age 19 or 20 or something. But as I was being inspired by music since childhood and influenced by life around me from childhood, I had no idea that it was going to end up in my own art form. That was all quite accidental. And the 80s, oddly enough, were a very prolific time for funk music. There was all kinds of weird hybrid funk going on, from D-Funk to early hip-hop, Sugar Hill Gang and the Commodores. There were all these weird funky bands that touched me in a way, but I wasn't thinking, ooh, I want to be a funk guy or I want to be a musician.
Yeah.
I was just hanging out. And then in high school, punk rock kind of came to the USA. And I just by chance stumbled into an auditorium where Devo and the Germs and all these bands were playing, and I was like, okay, this is in fact the future. I was just looking at it.
Yeah.
And, sometimes especially when you're young, you can kind of get your finger up inside the pulse of the musical womb. And yeah, like I said, I wasn't thinking, oh, I need to learn about this because one day I'm going to be able to apply it. It's just like you're a sponge and you soak it up.
You absorb everything.
One day in a living room with your homies, they're like, ooh, let's try to write a song. And it just comes pouring back out. So.
Yeah.